It's good. I know everybody's seen the title. Um, yeah, I'm not really gonna go to speak too much about. I'm not. This video is not gonna be too long, is what I should say. Cause yeah, I'm just chilling right now. I don't feel like I didn't even feel like making this video. Well, I did feel like making it. That's why I did it. But at the same time, I really didn't. But I don't know, man. I feel like me making these videos is like a waste of time. Not a waste of my time, but it's more so like to be honest, I'm doing these videos just for entertainment. I'm not doing these videos for no reason other than I just like doing these fucking videos. And with anything you like just doing, sometimes you don't need to be doing that. And I feel like I don't really need to be making these videos. I need other things I need to be doing, and then when I start doing those things, then I should be making videos. But so I'm probably gonna most likely cut down on the videos because I really gotta. There's certain things I just gotta do in my life and shit, like just health wise mainly. That's like the main thing is health wise. Like me, like I speak for myself, so I'm not speaking for anyone. But me, like my biggest thing in my life has been like health. That's been the only and the most blockage in my fucking life. The only reason I'm not a millionaire right now is because of health, whether that be for mental health or blockages or it just and it's all spiritual. Like the spirit would do it in certain ways that I can see it's done in a deliberate karmic way. So like that's my biggest issue. Once I overcome that, that's like the main thing really for me. Cause like I'm hella like smart and intelligent, but the thing is though, like I've have a lot of blockages on my intellect, and I there's certain things that I'm not even allowed to know right now because I have to reach certain mindsets, and in order for me to reach that, I have to do things regarding my health to clear blockages. So that's why I'm gonna just take it easy right now and shit. Cause like there's a lot of information I should be getting, but I'm not getting because I have to do certain things. So I'm like kind of stuck right now until I do other things, which is this is why I'm gonna just probably lay low on the videos right now. Because really the only thing important, at least for me in this life right now, is health and taking care of my health and getting my blockages removed. Once that's done, then because I'm already intelligent, like a lot of people, they're retarded, so they have to go and learn shit. They gotta go and um figure things out. I know fucking everything because I'm intelligent, but the thing is, I have certain blockages that's keeping me from knowing, and the reason that's happening is because there's certain things that I don't want to let go that I need to let go, which that's my only issue. Once I'm able to overcome that, I'm gonna be like it's gonna be dangerous for a lot of these niggas out here. But yeah, what I want to talk about though is this whole because there's been a time like I don't want to say it like this because it makes it seem like I'm speaking like a mason, but it's like a time jump. It's not even a time jump, but like time is just accelerated within the past week, and the days are flying by like moments and shit. So it feels like it was just morning, and that's how the new reality is gonna be, and it's gonna get faster than this. So once this starts getting really out of hand, or not out of hand, but just starts getting real amplified, then you're going to start seeing these masons start crashing the economy, start putting digital currency, start doing a. This is why they're doing AI. Part of the reason they're doing AI and they're doing all this streamlining. Like even if you look at McDonald's, they said they're going to be making a new McDonald's restaurant, and it's going to be smaller, and they're not going to have it's just going to be drive through because everything's going to be more quick because we're going to be in a quick reality. So this is the beginning of time speeding up. They're not even doing daylight savings this year because there's no point really. By the time November gets here, it's going to be really no point. And it's going to be a crazy, yeah, it's going to be a crazy holiday, the energies, especially Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving, Saturn conjuncts it conjuncts wait no yeah it squares sun on Thanksgiving Day, and anytime Saturn is squaring sun, that's like the reality is pretty much there's problems. People get shot, people get in fights, people argue. That's not really a good alignment, and it's on Thanksgiving, so there's gonna be by the Thanksgiving is pretty much gonna have a whole different vibe this year, this whole holiday season because of all the time speeding up and other things that they're going to be doing. because the energy is getting very intense. So it's been getting intense ever since 2022, because 2021 was the last normal year. Everybody says it was 2020. That the reason I say 2021, because I'm speaking from an energetic spiritual point. I'm not speaking on what the fuck these Masons do. That what they do is their own shit, and if anything, they copy the energy kind of. So 2020 was the last normal year physically, but once we got to 2022, the energy of the planet shift. Things were going more quicker, and the energy was more. So if you were in your desires, those desires will start fucking with you more, or you won't be able to um like do them or enjoy them or so. Everybody's energy and how they perceive reality was like make pushing them to the what they needed to do. 2000. This is why when you look at the statistics of all the corporations and companies and everything, you see how they always say how theft and crime, violence, and all this shit is going up year over year. Like they'll be like, oh, theft has gone up, murders have gone up, crime has gone up, or negative things have gone up. That's because after 2021, the energies got more intense. And when the energies get more intense, whatever you're doing, you're going to be doing it more. So if you're on a positive frequency, you're going to be doing it more. If you're on a negative, you're going to be doing it more. So now, like, since we're on the frequencies are so high, most people on a negative frequency. So now most people are doing more negative shit. And it doesn't have to just be criminals or nothing. It could be somebody like some bitch who doesn't know how to find men that don't treat her like shit. So she now attracting men that beat the shit out of her. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's not just for criminals; it's for everybody on every level. This is why you see a lot of people getting laid the fuck off right now because, like I said, it's the energies, people going through certain alignments and shit. So it is what it is. Like I'm telling you, like 2022, because I know this from experience. Because when 2022 came in, that shit was crazy. Like I felt the energy starting April of 2022. That's when the energy really, because every April is the new year. That's why it's spring. It's the new year. So when April 22 came, I felt like the energy, like agents, people like in my life starting to be agents more, and like it just the shift. And ever since then, we're still in it. Like so, ever since April 2022, we're still in that energy. Before that, the energy was more different. It was more like kind of like how pre-pandemic, how you guys say, that energy lasted all the way up to 2021. It wasn't really 2020. Like I'm telling you niggas, like this shit is crazy. So and I seen like agents come in my life, and even in each year, the shit is getting worse. The agent activity, the energies. I don't want to say the energy is getting worse, but it's getting more like to the point like now I can't even all the shit I like to do last year or even the beginning of this year, I don't even like to do it no more. So like I'm like stuck in a like I don't know what to do really because the shit that I desired and like to do, I don't like to do and it doesn't bring me joy right now. And the things I don't like to do, I don't like to do. So like I'm forced to do what I have to do. So I'm like stuck in I'm not stuck, but like that's the energies at least for me. So like I'm at a point where I like nothing like brings me. I can't even really do anything really. Like I have no other choice but to do what I got to do. And it's funny because when I'm doing what I got to do, like I went on my 7-day fast, man. Like I felt like how I felt like 10, 20 years ago. And then I realized like, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, right now I'm about to. Oh, yesterday I didn't eat anything all day. I smoked, but I didn't eat anything. So I don't. I'm sure I don't really consider that fasting. But like I said, I'm done. I'm not eating shit no more. I'm incorporating it into my life because when I used to go on these fasts, I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna do a fast. I'm gonna do. Yes, like yesterday, I didn't even plan on doing it. I just didn't eat shit, but I smoked and I drank some water and some other shit, but I just didn't eat shit. So I'm like training myself to just not even eat anything at this point. And the more I do that, the more I feel more um I may feel more like I'm supposed to feel. I feel, and it ain't even about feelings and all that shit because that's really not. But you guys know what I mean. And the crazy fucking thing is like they're still keeping up um this whole bullshit thing with the 9 to 5. They're still like as fast as time is speeding up and as the world is changing, you notice how they're still like keeping this shit up. And they're kind of taking it off because this is why they're doing a lot of layoffs and they're introducing AI because they're slowly getting rid of that 9 to 5 because it's not going to be feasible no more. And a lot of these stupid ass sheep complaining about the AI and shit. And I'm not saying it's good or bad, because at the end of the day, I'm not saying it's good or bad. At the end of the but there's some things about it that's good and some things about it that's bad. It taking some bullshit ass job at McDonald's, that's not a problem. What's the problem is you feeling like that's the only thing you can do and that's what you should be doing your whole life is working at McDonald's. That's a fucking bigger problem than a fucking machine taking it. It's like, would you want a human being to stand in front of the intersection and hold a green light, or should we just have the machine do it? But nobody complains about that. Oh, we should have a man hold the green light instead of having the lights do it automatically. No, but that's AI. A fucking car is AI because a horse is a living thing. But if I have a car, it's an artificial intelligence of a vehicle. So a car you can consider that AI. AI is just a computer, but with the AI that they're coming, it's just they're creating another program, and that program mimics human intelligence. So it's not no consciousness or nothing. It's just like you have a computer program that runs Microsoft. AI is just nothing but an intelligence that runs mimicking human intelligence. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see how easy it is, how to break it down? Like, it's just an AI chip they created and it mimics human intelligence. So whatever is on, and then they use the internet for it to get the information from. So it needs to get information somewhere, so it gets it from the internet. So when it sees my video and it sees how I'm acting and how people act, it's able to calculate shit and then come up with a personality. Not because it's a conscious, it's because I'm on the internet, you're on it, so it can get all this information and formulate this shit. Which, if you're gonna take a stupid ass job at McDonald's using that, I don't see a problem with that. Because it wouldn't that free up time so you don't have to do that. And when you go to these, like, I remember, like, I went to the fucking Dollar Tree like a few weeks ago, and fucking this bitch is just so damn, like, depressed and angry. She was talking to the lady in front of me like, man, I'm so just not feeling like going into coming into work today, and man, another day. And like, she was just complaining about her life, but she wasn't saying what was wrong with her life. So that's right there tells me that this person is really fucked up, because if you're complaining about your life, but you're not saying what is going on, that means you have so many problems and it's problems galore. And so, like, you just really fucked up. And like, I get that she was actually saying something, but I get this energy from people all the time at these places, and they don't say nothing, but I get the vibe and energy, and it's like, this shit is crazy. And then people want to, like, and they're miserable, and then you'll be even trying to talk to these people and fucking like joke with them, or not even joke, but just like, you just have like, it's like they're always angry and upset, and you can tell it's because they don't want to be there. But then when somebody says, oh, we're gonna lay you off, we're gonna do this, they'll complain. Oh, why are they getting rid of the jobs where you should be complaining? Why do I need this job to work? But yet they're too fucking stupid to understand that. So that's why they have to suffer. And that's why I say, like, the government is allowed to do what they got to do, because people are actually stupid. People actually feel, because if you talk to these dumb sheep and you say that, um, like, for example, you say a homeless person on the street and you say, why can't people have houses? Because they have enough money, they have enough resources. We have resources on this planet to take care of 1 trillion people. We don't even have close to that. So everyone can have like all the night, but the reason for that is because the elite, they're on an agenda. So they're looking at it like, we can do it, but we don't want to do it because we're seeing the world from this way. But the average stupid sheep think it's normal. They're not looking at it from your perspective or our perspective, or they're not looking at it from the Mason perspective. They're looking at it from their own dumbass, like, it's normal to pay for water. Like, you fucking dumbass. And then you know what? You know what the funny thing is? These same people think it's normal to pay for water, pay for stuff. You guess what? Guess what they do also? They also complain when the corporations lay them off. Notice that when the corporations say you can't come to work no more, and they shut down the building, when they shut down Toys R Us and all these other big corporations, like they're doing right now and like they did before, they will literally weeks in advance just shut the store down. Employees will come and they can't even enter. If they enter, the police gonna come arrest their ass. And some of these people will say, I worked for this company for 30 years. We threw potlucks and parties and all this other shit, and I knew these people like family. And then, like, the next day they can't even see them because the corporate, and then they get mad at the corporation. But if I was working at that job and I was a low level employee, they'll say, we gotta fire you because you're on your phone too much, because you're making the company lose money. We have to watch after the company's profits and the protection of the company, so you don't compromise it. So we got to fire you because you're a liability to the company, right? I'm losing the company money. That's the only reason they fire you, because it's all about money. So anytime they fire you is because you're losing the company money. But when the company wants to lay you off, that's because the company needs to downsize so they can save money. So they have to get rid of these bullshit jobs that they hired when they made a lot of money that they don't need now, and save like $100 million, because all those people combined will be like $100 million. So they can save that money and invest it in the business to make it grow. But then when they do that, people complain and they bitch. You see what I'm saying? Like, where's the sense in it? Weren't you just protecting the company before, but now the company's protecting itself, and then you, by firing you want to complain? Get the fuck out of here. See, this is why, like I just said, people are dumb. Like you can't even. That's why I don't even explain myself to people no more. Like, people can do what they want to do. Everyone's caught up in their bullshit right now. Like, and the funny thing is, like, this shit is fucking crazy, dude. Like, this is why, and even to like these people that are spiritual, man. Like, that's another thing I want to talk about, because I said a video, I made a video a few weeks ago or a month ago, and I said that in that video, I said, you don't want friends that are spiritual. You want friends that think like you. That's what I said in that video I made about a month ago or 2 months ago. When I said that, I meant that so much, because what I'm starting to realize is a lot of these spiritual people are just like these sheep out here. A lot of these spiritual people are just like these sheep out here. The difference between a spiritual person and a sheep is a sheep caters to Christianity. A spiritual person caters to fake spirituality. So fake spirituality copies real spirituality. What I'm talking about, it copies it, and then they create their own fake spirituality, which is religion. And then if you don't fit that, then you're somehow a sheep. That's not how it is. At the end of the day, that's its own shit. Being a sheep is its own shit, and true spirituality is its own shit. Don't confuse it. That's what people don't understand. Like, this is why, like, out of everybody in my life that I've ever met, the only time I've been ghosted by somebody was a so-called spiritual person that was on my channel that lived around me. Everybody else, even though they're a sheep and I don't fuck with them like that, I can go out and, like, it's not it's just different. Like, it's not as judgmental. It's not as a problem. Like, there's certain problems I don't get with these sheep that I get with these spiritual people. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to be cool with spiritual people. I want to be cool with people that think like me. So if you're a sheep or if you're a spiritual person, I don't want to be cool with you like that. Because I need people that think like me, and that makes it so much easier to pick and choose who you can relate to. Because if they don't think like you, get out of here. It's not like, oh, you're into spirituality, so we need to no. If we do connect, it should be about whatever we need to do. Just like if we both have a tribe, and I'm the chief of a tribe and you're the chief, we can come together and build. But I'm not going to go into your tribe and tell your tribe what to do, and you don't come into mine. And that's respect. And we don't have to agree on how to run our tribe, but at the end of the day, we still got a tribe and people respect, and we're coming together to build. That's how it should be. The true spirituality. We're not going to all agree on, because we each have our own perspective on it, but we can come together for what's right. That's what true spirituality is. But all this fake shit that's created by these Masons and shit they put out here, and then you got to like live up to some fucking like standard. And the funny thing is, a lot of these people say, oh, you're low vibrational, because that's all this shit is. Oh, you're low vibration, you're this, you're that. But then when you look at these people actual life, they're no different. It's not like these niggas is out here making big player moves and monopolizing shit and changing the way the system. No, they're just fucking like regular people. You see what I'm saying? They're like regular fucking people selling a little bullshit overpriced incense, that garbage and all that bullshit divination. Really, bitch, you ain't divining on anything. You're a retard. Can't tell me shit. Yet they scamming people with all this bullshit. Overpriced cocoa butter, that cheap ass shit. I can go steal that shit fucking at Target, or go buy that shit online half price from some nigga who stole it. The fuck? I don't have to buy your overpriced shit, and then if I don't buy it, I'm not supporting. Nigga, what the fuck is a support? Bitch, you paying taxes on that business. So if I'm supporting you, I'm supporting the IRS, you stupid ass hoe, with your overpriced cocoa butter instant. Nobody needs that much of that fucking shit. For that, especially for that fucking price. Like, how much of that shit you really need? Shit is ridiculous, man. Like, that's why when I said that, I meant it. Like, I don't want to be cool with spiritual people. I want to be cool with people that think like me. If you don't think like me, then I can't be cool with you no more. And then I remember that, like I said, like that dude who I on my old when I had my older No Face channel, I met that nigga, right? And he's the one who reached out to me, and he was, oh, let's go out and whatever, and everything was cool. It was no problem or nothing. And then like all of a sudden, dude just ghosted me or whatever, and I'm like, well, I didn't even give a fuck. But it was just weird, and like that's what I'm saying. Like these people who are on the spirit. This is what I said. Like you guys, like, oh, I want to meet people that are spiritual. No, you want to meet people that think like you. There's people out here who aren't even into spirituality who I will hang out with more than people who aren't into spirituality. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I'm trying to be a breatharian. I'm trying to do what I want to do, right? I'm not going to sit there and push. If I know somebody who's into business and he can help me with some money or something, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're not a breatharian or you eat meat. Fuck you. That's stupid. Because if that nigga's helping me make money and he eats meat, what if he needs to eat meat so he could be on top of his game? If he didn't eat meat and he was just on breatharian, he probably wouldn't even have the energy to get out of the bed like I do, and then therefore we can't build. So he needs to eat meat. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it now. So it's like I look at how is this person able to benefit me. I don't give a fuck if you got some crystals and incense. As a matter of fact, if you have crystals and you don't know what you're doing with those crystals, you better stay far the fuck away from me. That's why I don't fuck with crystals like that. I didn't fuck with them before because you got to know what the energy is and what day to wear it and what color and what energy is right for you. Because if you just wear it, you're gonna manifest some shit. I remember I got a crystal. This is like back in 2016, 17. I got some crystals and I went to the store. I was still in hella shit because I've been stealing hella shit since 2007. I've been stealing hella shit from these stores. So this was back in 2017. I was stealing hella shit, and I didn't get caught for a minute. And I remember I got some crystals, and the moment I got those crystals, I got caught, and I was running, and then the bitch followed me, and then like this whole bunch of weird shit happened. And that never happened to me. And then I remember a bus came at the right moment and I jumped on a bus and then I got away. And then in my mind, I was thinking like, whoa, the crystal saved me because the crystal made the bus come and at the right time. But I'm thinking like, hell no. And I'm not saying crystals is bad. I'm saying I was using the crystals wrong because those crystals, when you get crystals, they can work good for you. Positive. I'm not saying there, but you have to know what the energy is and if it's even good for you. Because there's many crystals and what day you're wearing it, what color it is it matching your vibration and energy? Like you got to know all that shit when you're dealing with these crystals. You don't just put them on, or you're going to manifest a certain situation because you're going to attract certain spirits and it can create some situation that's fucked up. Not saying like it acts something negative, but it could be something minor, like you lose your shoe, or like you're like something just petty happens, just so damn annoying. Like you're carrying your food from the store and your plate of food drops. That's some negative shit. That's such an inconvenience. Like shit like that. And I would notice things like that would happen when I first get the crystal. Not forever, but just when I first get it, like the first day. So that's why I was like, okay, I need to be careful, and I stopped fucking with that shit. And then like I deal with it now, but I know I have to pick what crystal it is and if it's right for me on a certain day and a color, and then I'll do it. That's the only time I fuck with crystals. And when I do that, they work good for me. So I don't want to scare you guys and say don't do crystals. I'm not saying that. Crystals are powerful, but that's the reason why I didn't use them, because they were powerful and I felt them, but in a negative way. You want to feel it in a positive way. So it's not like I'm just saying, oh, crystals didn't work, that's why I don't use. No, it's because it worked, but it was in a way that was against me because I didn't know what I was doing with them. There's a lot of these niggas out here talking about crystals. They don't know what the fuck they're doing with it. And it's like, what you got to look at people's lives. They talk about all these crystals, right? If it's 2023 and you've been talking to me about crystals since 2018 and you're still living a regular life, nothing really changed in your life really. And some people it does, but it didn't. For most people, it hasn't. Then obviously it's not working. Say, oh, it protects me against negative energy. I have this Shunga light around my neck. It protects me against negative energy. But you're online talking about gang stalking and how they're attacking you. So obviously that shit ain't working because you wouldn't even be talking about it like that. And I'm not saying life is easy and nothing happens, but the amount of the focus you putting on it and how much you talk about it shows that you go through a lot of problems. It's not like something of a natural occurrence. That's why I be laughing at these like fucking niggas with these big oversized unks and shit with that ugly ass Masonic shit on your fucking neck. Why the fuck would you wear that raggedy ass unk? If you want to, that's on you. I'm not saying no. Everyone can do what they want to do, but like when I see something promoted heavily, I tend to not do it. I like to create my own shit. Like when I see it, like when I see a nigga wearing an unk around their neck, I look at them like, okay, I need to stay far from this, but this person's in fucking lost. Them thinking that, oh, I'm woke, I'm spiritual and shit, not knowing that there's levels to this shit, and they're at a low level. So when I see somebody with an unk, I'm like, I look at them a certain way. I have my guard up, just like with these sheep. I have my guard up with a nigga I see with an unk, because that means they're heavily programmed and into because like I said, once you leave Christianity, once you leave that programming of the mind control, the first level, then they have the other levels, which is the new age, that they have to compromise. So when you get out of one state and you get into the other one, then they have shit to keep you stagnant. But the new age copies true spirituality. There's true spirituality, which is what everybody has to live by. Even if you don't fuck with spirituality, you don't believe in it. Every day you wake up, you're living by it because you underneath what you just living in this reality. Everybody's controlled by this spirituality and astrology. You wake up when the sun is up. You don't. You see what I'm saying? When the sun is up, you are affected by the sun. You tell time, and time is nothing but the sun, the positions of the sun. So each position of the sun is a second, minute, hour. So everybody lives by astrology and spirituality. The man said, "What's good? What's good with it, Aaron?" Shit, I'm just chilling right now. I'm just getting kind of fed up with a lot of like this spiritual shit, man. Like it's just another entertainment. It's no different than TMZ. Like it's just all it is a bunch of people who are just fucking in their fucking ego. That's why I don't even really deal with that shit no more. Like, and the reason I feel so much about it, because I'm not gonna lie, I used to consider myself not consider myself in it, because I never considered myself in anything, but I used to always look at these people and teachers like they were spiritual. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I didn't, because that'd be a lie. I did at one point, but I'm realizing that these people weren't shit because, and one thing I noticed when I used to watch a lot of this shit is a lot of these people always had attitudes and were always angry all the time. Like you'll watch people, right, and then they'll be talking about their shit, and then they'll be in a lecture setting, and then people will sit there and be like, they'll be like always like Gano Grills, for example. He's the best example. Like I always felt a negative energy. He used to be talking spiritual, but then people would be talking in his lecture and he'd be like hella irritated and hella triggered so easily. And then they'll be like, they'll be those, those love lighting people like Infinite Waters. They'll be like, hey, what's Eric, everybody? And those are the people who have the biggest triggers and the biggest shadows. That's one thing I learned about. That's one thing the spiritual community taught me. Every person you see that's, hey, love and lighting, what's good? Those people get triggered the easiest. And I know this from experience. Every single time I see a person that's like that in my real life, or when I see them on the internet, and I say something that they don't agree with, that love and light gets turned to like a angry like face. Like I see it in them. What they'll do is they'll be like, hey, and then I'll say something, and they'll be like, and then they'll be like, and then they'll I see it'll change. Like they're trying to keep up the illusion. And then they'll say some passive aggressive shit, but I know deep down that they're really triggered. And what I do when somebody does that, I pick at the triggers more, and I'd be like, I just call it for what it is. Because me, I'm real. I'd be like, I see your facade. I see you're really angry. I know what I say it for what it is. that's what I do now. And then they get angry at me and they don't fuck with me and they don't talk to me and they try to ignore me and like, oh, you're low vibration or you're a demon. They're like, oh, that's a demon's dude. They'll use the word demon. Well, then the thing is, they don't understand. The demon is the light. The devil is the light. Light is Lucifer. So if the light is if demons use light and light is Lucifer, then light is anything that we could be consciously aware of. So you could be in a nice, beautiful setting with a beautiful thing and speaking love words to me, and that could be a demon. So you say that I'm a demon because of, okay, I said this to you, but I'm gonna call you a demon because you're full of shit. You're showing me a fake illusion. You're showing me that everything is peace and love, and it's not, because internally you're miserable and you're angry and you're upset and you laughing and you're doing that to try to cover it up. And those are the people that if you say the wrong thing, if you say the right thing to them, they'll fucking kill you. They're the most murderous, craziest people that will poison their fucking spouse or whatever. Like they're very fucked up because their emotions are not in check. So if somebody who's always like that, hey, whatever, when they get angry, they're very angry. When they get happy, they're very happy. So that's why, like, when I see a motherfucker that's loving light like that, those are people who are triggered. Like, I've seen countless people like that on the spiritual community. I remember there's this one white lady I used to watch years ago, and she used to always be like love and light kind of, and like she would talk spiritual, but she would be like kind of like that love and light. And I remember she did an interview with a dude, and the dude was saying something she didn't agree with, and it was no disrespect at all. And she would like her smile changed to like a frown for like a few seconds, and she's like, and then she went back to smiling, and then she changed the subject and ignored what he said. Like, this is this type of shit these spiritual people on. What I'm just explaining to you, these people are devils. Like me, if you're gonna like me, like if I have something to say, I'm gonna just plain out fucking say it. Plain and simple. I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it. I don't like the like fake shit. I really don't. Like I hate that. And then when I used to see shit like that, I used to think like, aren't these people spiritual? Why are they like this? And I used to overlook it. But then come to find out years later, these people ain't shit. These people are just, because when remember I told you guys yesterday, when you're on a spiritual path, triggers come up. So people who are on the spiritual path have more of not ability, but they have more of an inkling to be more triggered than somebody who really isn't. Because once you start the spiritual path and you start the healing process, certain triggers come up. So a lot of these spiritual people, the reason they act like this is because they started their spiritual path and started cleansing, and certain triggers come up and they're in the process of healing. So a lot of these spiritual teachers are in the process of healing. So this is why they're so fucking like, because if you think about it, like, these motherfuckers, like, they're no, because I've dealt with a lot of them and watch a lot of their channels, and it's like they're no different than these sheep. Really, they're really no different, at least the way I look at it now, because these sheep believe in Christianity, they believe in God, whatever. These people, they believe in their own shit, whether that be Anunnaki, Inky, Enlil, whatever. They believe in their own little books, Aleister Crowley book and whatever. It's all the same shit. But then when you talk to them about true spirituality, then they want to look at you like you're crazy or you're going too deep, or what you're saying doesn't have validity because it's not backed up by some Mason or some Jew or some book. Fuck out of here. That's why I don't even deal with these motherfuckers no more. I'm through. Shit is fucking crazy. Just tuning in to the channel. Yep, shout out to everybody in the chat. Does anyone got any questions before I head out? I just want to say my shit on here. But it's good though. I really don't give a fuck. I just like to make videos. I'm just like, when I say shit like this, I'm not like I'm
concerned, like, oh, this is a problem and we need to, like, I'm just me. I like to talk and shit. When I talk like this, it helps. I just like talking like this. Not saying it ain't an issue, it is, but I really don't give a shit, to be honest. This shit's crazy. Yep. Did anybody got any questions? And I noticed that these niggas would judge you a lot more. Like I said, that's why I realized, like, what like right now, what I'm trying to do is, I got this channel, right? I'm gonna put my information out here, and I'm gonna connect through this way, and that's it. And this is the last hope. If this fucked up, then I'm done connecting at all. But I'll at least try this, and that's how I'm gonna start. This is what we have to do in this new time. Like, you got to build your own shit, and then whoever comes to you, that's who that's who you fuck with. Don't go out there looking for people and looking for this. Life is really not supposed to be about looking for shit. Anytime you're looking for something, that means your spirit is lost. So you're not supposed to look for shit, because you're supposed to just do what you're supposed to be doing, and then that shit's gonna come to you. That's what I'm realizing. So, like, I'm realizing, like, right now in this energy, we have to have our own, like, shit, your own cult, your own people you fuck with, because if not, you're gonna just end up being around people you don't really want to you don't really want to do shit with, because it's just gonna get worse. How everything is, like, it's the like, you guys don't understand how, like, this shit is like a wrap. Like, I'm talking about mentally, people's on a mental level, people's mind is gone. Everybody is stuck in the Mason mind control, what they have. And it's like these that's the only reason why these Masons have the power, really, because once people wake up, the only power they have is the military and violence and force. But right now, they people are just going along with the program. It's not like people are, like, scared, because you guys say, oh, people are scared to wake. No, that's not even what it is. People are just very dumb. People actually believe what the government is saying is true. People believe in their whole Jewish concept of God and religion, and they believe it. So until that happens, it's like, for example, if somebody in your family passed away, and they say, oh, we're gonna throw a funeral. They don't know that a funeral is a Masonic thing, and it actually fucks with the spirit. But I bet if somebody in your family died and you said, we shouldn't throw a funeral, they're gonna look at you crazy, and you're not gonna have no say in that. So now they're gonna do something that could probably hurt this spirit, or make the spirit take longer to evolve, because they want to just go along with the program. And who are you to say anything? Because, oh, nigga, somebody just died, nigga. Like, you ain't gonna tell us we ain't gonna throw this fucking. We got all this money and shit, and then we pay, like, all these people come into the funeral. You can't say it. So it's like, it is what it is. You gotta just let shit be. And then that's why I'm saying this is exactly why I say the world is the way it is, and why it's a wrap, because everybody's mentally gone. Everybody thinks they're doing the right thing, but they really are making this shit worse. And then they have these programs out here to get to keep black people feeling good and shit, talking about, oh, we the first one, we this, we that. Like, it's just weird. Like, I seen this white dude. And he's all talking about, oh, black people were the first ones to come from Africa. And I'm like, okay, if that was true, even if it was true, why you give a fuck so much to come up here and tell me that? Like, that's weird. Like, why you give a fuck as a white person? You worried about black people in the first, and they came here and you telling us, like, you invested that much time. That's what makes me think it is an agenda, because that's just a Mason, and they put him up there, and it's part of the programming thing, whether they know it or not. So it's like it's all, but it's like, why are you so interested in that shit? And I be watching so much. Like, I don't really watch the spiritual videos like I used to, like, years ago. But I was watching like the Sinetta, or not the Sinetta, fuck, the Black Magic, like, not too long ago, because I'll tune in every now and then. And I remember I was watching this one nigga, and he was all talking about numerology, and then all of a sudden, like, cause when he was talking about numerology, I was like, oh yeah, he's on some shit, cause numerology, and I was like, okay, I agree with that. But then all of a sudden he brings out, and this is how the white man was a cave beast to the, and I'm not saying they weren't or nothing like that, because they did grow up in the caves and shit, and that's why their hair is like, it's kind of like, it's not the same as ours. So I'm not saying like we the same and everything. I'm not saying that, but why would you just bring that shit up? Like, when you just talk about how we go from numerology to the white man was a cave beast. And then, like, before I used to hear that shit, it used to be normal. But then when I hear this shit after not listening to it, I'm like, okay, that's hella weird. Like, it's just like somebody talking to you about, we're gonna go eat some pizza tonight, and we gotta go to the parlor and get some food and have fun, and then the next thing they know, they're talking about putting ointment on their feet, because they got, like, it's just weird. Like, you just switch conversation. That's how this nigga was. I'm like, how you just talk about the white man? And it made me realize, like, it's like another religion. Because religion, you say shit to make you feel good and all this shit. And I get it and stuff. Like, black people, we went through stuff and all that. But what the information we should be on could liberate us mentally, spiritually, and physically far more than me knowing about some white man was a cave beast. Like, at that point, okay, who really gives a shit, really? Because on a deep level, we're not even this body and shit on a deep level. And then who the fuck to say you weren't another race in another existence or in another life? Like, you were just the same fucking race? It wouldn't make any sense. So it's like, what are they saying at the end of the fucking day? This shit is... So I look at it like it's a religion. It's a religion. That's how I look at it. And it's funny how they hated Nature Boy for doing what he did. But what Nature Boy did is what everybody needs to do, to be honest. Not beat his women and do all that. I'm not saying that, but him creating a cult and him making it where if you didn't think like him, he excluded you. So that's one thing I agreed about him. Everybody who came to his dwelling, if they didn't think like the group, and I don't agree with what the fuck Nature Boy was saying, but what I did agree with them was, if they didn't think like the group, they had everybody shame them. But they did it in a way where it was a passive way. It made them feel uncomfortable. Then they end up leaving by themselves, or they end up kicking them out. Because he's like, if you don't think like, you got to get this, like this with this system. If you don't think like them, if you don't, you gotta be homeless and not making no money. You see what I'm saying? You'd have to go do this and that. So it's the same fucking thing. But when Nature Boy did it, it was a problem. But when the system goes and kicks you out because you don't think like them, and you say, oh, I don't want to make money, I want to go, you ain't gonna have nowhere to stay. That's what they do. It's the same fucking culture, but Nature Boy does it. It's a problem. And like, where he fucked up is he was documenting all his shit. That's where he fucked up. If he didn't if he wasn't documenting his shit, he wouldn't even be in jail right now. That's why he would just want to document all his shit, because a lot of his shit, if it wasn't documented, they couldn't get him on any of that shit. And a lot of the bitches, all the bitches that went over there had some type of trauma and mental illness or some type of problem. But people go there acting like when you have a bunch of people with trauma, they grew up in foster care and all that shit in one room with a nigga like him, it's gonna obviously end bad. But then nobody looks at it. Everyone looks at old Nature Boy. He's the only thing. Like everybody, people are really dumb. Because the thing is about the Nature Boy situation, you'll see people go over there and they'll blame Nature Boy for the problem, but then they'll come back to their home and Nature Boy's not there, and then they'll still have problems. Like when they were at Nature Boy, I'm like, shouldn't your life be better because you left Nature Boy? And it's actually worse, or it's the same. Some of the niggas even act like him and shit. Like this one dude, I remember it was a black dude that was with Nature Boy. This nigga was always like loving and smiling. Nature Boy would cuss at him and he'd be like, yes, master, and all this. And he was just nice and smile. I was like, this nigga's gonna be here forever. He's hella programmed. He's hella sheep. And then come to find out, I seen a video of this nigga on like like, you know how like they be talking about Nature Boy and they be fucking doing some TMZ shit on the whole tribe. I seen a video and then he was on IG Live and this nigga's acting like Nature Boy, cussing and be like, fuck all you niggas in the chat, you bitch ass niggas. And I'm like, damn it. Cause what happened was when he was at Nature Boy subconsciously programmed him how to act when he goes through trauma. And that when he was at Nature Boy, he didn't really go through trauma. But when he left Nature Boy, he must have went through some type of incident or something where he went through some type of trauma, and subconsciously he reacts the same way Nature Boy reacts. But when he was with Nature Boy, he didn't have that trauma, but something happened in his life to trigger that. So now he's responding how Nature, like, this shit is deep. So these motherfuckers, like, they act like him. Even when he's in jail and shit, they act like him and shit. And that, like, what I see with him is how I see the U.S. corporations. They did exactly. If you don't get with the program, they beat your ass. They lock you up in jail, or they did what everything he did. It just, at the end of the day, they got laws and shit. He's under a bigger system, the U.S. system. So they got bigger laws. So therefore, he did something they didn't like, so they can take him to jail. That's all it really is. But what Nature Boy was doing was actually what everyone needs to be doing, creating their own little cult tribe and doing that. It is, even if it's just about people thinking a certain way, but you guys are still in the system and still have to use it. That's still, because think about it, if you're in the city, if you still got to work and be a part of the system, but if you have people thinking a certain way, that eventually will garner enough energy where you won't even need to work in their system no more. So it doesn't have to be, oh, you got to have your own community. It could just be a way of thinking and thought, and everybody subscribes to that shit, and then you guys come together when you guys can. That's how it can start, and then it can lead to this. It doesn't have to just be straight to community like how he did it, and even if it being off grid like he did, it didn't even have to do that. And that's, and it's, notice how the spiritual community hated on him. They hated on him. But I'm not saying everything he did was good. Obviously, he did some shit. I'm not gonna say that I agree with, but look at the message and what he did. Everybody's done some fucked up shit. Your fucking governments, these niggas human traffic children and fucking do the worst. You niggas go and support them and vote for them in their politics, and you pay taxes to them, and they use that money to do a whole bunch of other terrorist shit that you call, no, it's just dumb. Like, people are stupid. And it's funny how you'll see the black community, they'll hate, and so, oh, we're exposing him. We need to expose him because we need to wake him up from. Shut the fuck up, nigga. I hate when a motherfucker does that. They will sit here and troll somebody. You'll spend your whole life, waste your whole life talking shit and trolling one man or one person or a group of people. And then your excuse for doing that is, I'm trying to wake people up so they don't fall. Shut the fuck up, nigga. First of all, worry about yourself. Those people you waking up don't give a fuck about you. They won't give a shit about you if you die. So why do you care so much about waking people up that don't need your help to be woken up? People have common sense. And the people who don't, that's their fucking choice. Are you going to go to a drug addict and say, who's been doing drugs for 20 years, hey, stop doing, no, he's going to do it because he's been doing it for 20 years. It's his choice. You can't tell anyone shit, really, at the end of the day. You can't even tell yourself anything, because you tell yourself to go, a lot of people tell themselves, I have a New Year's resolution, but where the fuck is that? So people can't even tell themselves shit. So how the fuck you going to tell somebody else shit? That's how you need to look at these people. You can't even tell yourself shit. People can't even trust themselves. Talk about, oh, I don't trust no one. No new friends. Bitch, you can't even trust yourself. Try not fucking eating sugar for 30 days. You can't trust yourself to do that. So you can miss me with that shit. You're trying to help people. You can't even help your fucking self. That's for 99% of people in this world. They always have some fucking shit to say, but they can't even say something to themselves. Talk about you have social anxiety and you're an introvert. And then I don't trust. Bitch, you can't even trust yourself. You just said you're an introvert. How you an introvert and that's all you are, and you fucking talk about you can't trust no one. Bitch, you can't trust yourself. You're introverted. Because if I put you in an extrovert situation, you ain't gonna be able to act and respond. Therefore, you can't fucking trust yourself, nigga. You're not in control of your body. You think you somehow special. You ain't special. If I want to say you're special, it'd be you both. You can play both sides, and you know how both feel, because that's why you. Oh man, I'm back. Somebody with so many of them doing what they just stated. Why do you think that is? There is a collective conscience working through them for racial. Just because they want to feel good. They want to feel good, but they think that that's the only way to feel good. Like it's just like religion. People go to church to feel good. Black people, they say, oh, the white man was this, the white man was that, this and that. But then at the same time, he's still ruling the world. He's the money that you spend every day that you work for and kill each other for. It's on the money's on his face. So he technically, if that's the story they want to play, technically they got the last word, because the money. Black people kill each other every day and sell drugs and go to jail every day over money. And you sit there paying taxes, having you, because your business that they talk about, like they talk about, oh, this shit, but then their little bullshit YouTube business that they sell their overpriced cocoa butter thing, that shit has to go. You pay taxes every year, which go to the IRS, which is the white man. So you're supporting them. But then if I say that, oh, I have to do it because then shut the fuck up and complain about them, because they're the ones allowing you to support your shit. Unless you go and create your own shit, or you're gonna use their shit against them. You dumbass. They got the last laugh, because you talk about all this shit, so it just makes you realize that they just feel some type of way, and they just still hurt. It's like they haven't healed and like got like the fuck. Like that triggers you or some shit. Like when I see a fucking white person, I look at them as a fucking retard. Like, first of all, if you're in the same class as me and you're white, I look at you as kind of incompetent, really, because you should be on some rich level shit or have connections and privilege. So if I'm like lower income and I'm in around low income people and I see a white person, I'm gonna look at them as like, you're fucking retarded. How you white and you? That's how I'm gonna look at it. But some white people look at it like the opposite. Like, the fuck? White people don't even give a fuck about they own. All these white low income people and shit that aren't like rednecks and shit. Shit is crazy though, man. Yeah, I'm gonna upload this video though. I'm gonna keep this one up, because I don't think I went too deep in this video. The other video I went kind of deep. This one I'll upload this one. But yeah, I'm gonna put all my videos all on Patreon. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, because that's gonna take a minute, but I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Shit is crazy though. And you said racial division. I don't think racial division. I don't think it's because of racial division. Because racial division, like race, all that race shit is not. It's something for the low income, the lower class. The real people who run the world, like the dude who runs Africa, he's not the same color as the dude who runs China. Like, you see how like they have the presidents and all that. So it's not, and they have the UN, the United Nations. It's not about race like that. It only comes to race for the stupid dumbass sheep who want to play that fucking retarded ass game. Like, if you want to play that dumbass game, which most people play because most people are dumb sheep, then that's what it is. It's really not even about race. When they say black, Hispanic, and that's all political. That's like class, how they judge you and shit. If you call yourself a Mexican or a black or any race, a white or whatever, like they look at you like you're a fucking retard. So it's like a way for them to class you and shit. And like most people do it and it's so normal, then what I'm saying, it sounds weird. But most people are sheep, and you guys would admit. So it's safe to say most people are calling themselves something that they're not. Because it's all political. Because who the fuck is anyone to say that you black or you this or even when because you guys probably didn't know you can state your race. Every time when I like fill out a form and it asks for my race, I will put none or other, prefer not to answer, or you can do that, and they can't say. I remember the guy put black, and I'm like, oh, I'm not black, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, because they can't do that. They can get in trouble if they push that on you. No one can tell you what your race is. See, nobody ever thinks about that. Like, if no one can tell you what your race is, then why the fuck are everybody claiming all this? It's because it's a program. It's what I just said. It's a political agenda to classify people, and if you choose to call yourself, then that's what it is. And they have other mind control things that make you want to call yourself, like this black conscious community and all this other shit, which is fine. You can do whatever you want, but that's why a lot of people go through the shit they go through, really. Yeah, but does anybody got any more questions before I head off? What time is it? Damn, 8:37. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Time is just flying by. Like usually when I wake up in the morning, like I'll say like about a month ago. A month ago, I remember because Target would open up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I used to always like to go there in the morning because that's the best time to hit them up, so I can get a lot of shit. So I would go there at 8, and I'll wake up around 6 in the morning. I'm like, damn, it's taking forever to be to fucking 8 o'clock, and now it's like it's 8:37, and I'm like, damn, like it's already 8, and it felt like I just woke up. So it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy though. Yeah. Take this one more hit real quick, and then I'm probably gonna bounce. I gotta do my stretch, my yoga stretch. I'm also gonna be starting my breathwork journey. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Breathwork. I did breathwork back in 2020, but I stopped doing it. I think breathwork, if you do it for a long time, it can allow you to manifest and change your reality. Because I noticed when I was doing that, the breath work back in 2020, I was doing a 16-day fast. Well, I was trying to do a 30-day fast, but I only made it to 16 days. And I remember that whole 16 days I was doing breath work. And towards the end of my 16-day fast, like probably like 3 days before I ended it, so it was like 2 weeks into my fast, a little over, I was doing breathwork daily. And I know it's like certain instances where good, like I had started having good luck, or like things started flowing in my favor and shit. Like it was weird. Like I'll find money, or things will happen where good opportunities will come. And I noticed that, and ever since that 2 weeks I did it, I stopped doing it consistently. And I noticed, like, I look back like a few weeks ago, and I was like, I noticed how like nothing really the same as it came since that day. So I'm looking back like, okay, maybe if I do that again. So like, cause I remember that day, like it was yesterday, like that everything was just flowing. And I'm like, maybe like that's what I need to be doing, because I had stopped doing that and I just started doing fasting. And like, I'm not saying good things didn't happen, but it wasn't like that how it was before. So I'm thinking like that breath work can really, because there's this one person, I forgot her name, but there's a girl on here that does breath work. And she says that it can help with manifestations and all that, which, and it's not like just manifesting like physical shit, it's like mentally, spiritually, everything. And then when you do that mentally and spiritually, then physically it does it. So when you do the breath work, it can help you do it can help you manifest. But like, it's not, nobody's really talks about it like that. But I noticed when I did it, I experienced it. And she's the only one who actually said that. So I know for a fact that you can do that. So I'm gonna try doing that again. There's this program I have. I got it on Udemy. His name is, what's his name? It's some fucking like European name. Some Michael Bijny or whatever the fuck it is. It's some shit, but he does like breath work. And I'm gonna he has a fucking YouTube channel. Yeah, I think I'm subscribed to it. It's Michael Bijny or something, some type of weird ass European last name, but he does breath work and shit. And that was like, I remember I did a breathwork session, and that shit, that breathwork, it really does, it does something. It does something. It really helps you. But you have to do it in correlation with fasting, yoga, and live healthy. You can't just do it and think you're gonna. Because you guys gotta understand, when these people do yoga and fasting and or fast or yoga and breath work, and you see them doing it, look at you guys may look at it like, oh, he's just breathing air, oh, he's just stretching, how can that really do anything? I'm trying to, like, that's how a lot of you guys probably see it. But you guys need to look at it, this is what I'm telling you guys, to use your mind. The same goes with this multi-level marketing thing. You guys say, oh, you can't make money overnight, but you also, like I'm saying, use your mind. When you look at it from a higher perspective, things like this have been always going on. If it didn't work, or if it was bullshit, it would have faltered off and nobody would be doing it. But why year over year you hear people talking about it? Why year over year you look at these industries? They're multi-million dollar industries. People making money from just doing shit like this. The dude who had the class on Udemy, he sold thousands of those things. So when you look at it, that should tell you, using correspondence to reality, okay, maybe these things work. Or maybe it's more than what it is, or maybe at least it's more than what it is, so I should try it out. You see what I'm saying? Not saying like, oh, you believe it, but at the same time, try it out. If it's not gonna hurt you, then just try that shit out. If it's not gonna hurt you, like, who gives a fuck? Then if you try it out, it doesn't work, then you can make your own decision. But I'm probably gonna end this shit right now, guys. Fuck. What time is it? Yeah, I'm gonna end this right now, and actually, I'm gonna take a hit for you guys. Hold up. Excuse me. Yeah. I need to charge this shit up. Like I said, this is my last pin. I don't give a fuck if you guys don't believe me. But this is my last one. I'm not spending no more money on this shit. The only I don't even really want to finish this shit. It just, the reason is that I already spent money on it, so I'm just getting rid of it. But it's my last pin. I'm not buying no more after this, and you guys will know, because I'm gonna start updating you guys. And when I start doing my fast and everything, that's what I'm gonna use this channel for. Just if I'm doing something positive in my life, then I'm gonna report to you guys. If I'm not doing nothing positive, there's no reason for me to make no video. That's pretty much what I'm getting right now, what I need to be doing. I'm not, like, everything that I'm doing, like, a lot of you guys probably do shit based upon external shit, like, oh, the world, or I watched the fucking Hollywood movie and I need to act like this because I'm programmed. Like, that's not how I act. Everything I do is because I'm supposed to do it and I need to do it. Or not like I need to do it. It's just if I don't do it, it is not, my life's not gonna be how I want to be, how I want it to be. So it's like I could do whatever I want, but if I do it this way, it's good, but the outcome is not going to be what I want. So I do everything based on the outcome. And so certain things you may not want to do, but you just have to do it because that's the outcome. Because I'm realizing in this life is not about, well, a lot of you guys are waiting to be in that situation where you're so strong and you're so powerful and you overcame everything and nothing can stop you, and you're waiting to be in that state where you can be like, I finally am there. Like, I don't think you can really get there. Every time you get there, it's going to be something that the universe can create. And maybe if your life is good, it doesn't mean that you've mastered it. It's just the universe hasn't created nothing for you. So a lot of people may be like, "Oh, I'm strong and nothing can fuck with me." It's not really that you're strong and nothing can fuck with you. More so, the universe just hasn't created, not the universe, fuck the universe, but spirit hasn't created a circumstance that is strong enough to test you. That's really what it is. Or maybe the circumstances you went through were just really not that strong. So you may be like, "Oh, I overcame this and I was strong," but at the same time, it probably really wasn't, because there's probably some other shit you couldn't, that the spirit could have gave you. So really, it is what, like, I look at it like, I'm not this fucking body. I don't subscribe to this shit. I just use whatever I gotta use. I don't cling on to anything. I really don't give a fuck about any of this shit, really. Like, not in a way like I'm just gonna like not do anything, but in a way where I can do what I gotta do, and even if it's something I don't want to do, I don't give a fuck, so I'll do it. Yeah, man, this is crazy how fast the days are. The time is speeding up, though. That's another reason why you guys really want to be on your shit right now. It's because time is speeding up, and it's gonna only get faster. It's gonna get. I don't want to speak anything negative, but just know that it's gonna get faster, and get on. You want to get on your shit now, because it's not gonna get any easier to do what you gotta do. I feel like pretty soon everyone's gonna be forced to do what they have to do. And that's gonna play out negative, because at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna want to do what they gotta do. So when that plays out, it's gonna play out as very chaotic. So that's when you're gonna see like shit hit the fan real soon. I feel like it's gonna correlate with time speeding up. As time speeds up, I feel like you're gonna start seeing shit hit the fan. But it's nobody's gonna point it towards time speeding up. Everyone's just gonna think it's just shit hitting the fan. But it's really gonna be in correlation to it, because like even like right now, how the economy was supposed to crash and all that. See how it's not, I'm not saying it's not gonna crash, it's gonna crash, but why aren't they crashing it now? What I'm thinking is they're probably waiting for a certain energetic time for them to crash it and put out the digital currency. Maybe once like time starts really speeding up, then that's when they're gonna start dropping the digital. You'll see them start dropping shit and start crashing economies and doing a whole bunch of extra shit, because they're gonna need to distract people from probably time speeding up in the new energy. So there's gonna be a lot more things happening, and then people by that time, people are gonna be so focused on what's happening, the government's doing. No one's gonna focus on time actually speeding up, or they won't even notice it, or just be a normal thing, or like. Because what baffles me is that you see these dumbass people go to work still, and they don't say like for you, like I don't even work or nothing, right? And it feels like when I wake up, I'm like rushing in a way, like just to do my morning tasks and brush and get my stretching, and like in a way I'm rushing. But I see these sheep, and then they go to their stupid ass jobs, and it's normal to them. And I'm like, okay, this is why they need to lay everybody the fuck off. And this is why I'm glad they're laying everybody the fuck off, because since these dumbass sheep don't know that this shit isn't normal, the spirit or the universe, not the fuck the universe, but the energies and the spirit need to make it where these motherfuckers like are forced to not do this bullshit no more, because people are too dumb. So that's how I see it. This is why I say a lot of the shit that's happening is really not bad. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, look what they're doing with the food." Really not really that bad. Who cares if they're making the food quality worse and all that? We don't need to be eating. Most people don't even eat as much no more. So you feel me? If people don't need to eat as much, why do they need to produce a lot of food? Who cares? It's crazy though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this live stream though. I'll probably be back in a minute, or I'll probably be back soon. Because it's Sunday today, so a lot of people probably be online later on. So I'll probably be on this afternoon or mid afternoon or some shit. I'm gonna be on though, because I know a lot of people. I want to go on. I'm probably gonna go on StreamYard. Yeah, I'm gonna go on StreamYard and I'll invite some people in a room or something. I don't care if it doesn't upload or not. I really don't care. I'm just gonna go on StreamYard and whoever catches the live catches it. They should upload though. I don't know why YouTube was fucking with my shit, or but yeah. What time is it right now? Damn. Alright then guys, I'm gonna hit you guys up later.